Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to practice in a meditation, of course, on one of the philosophies which come across throughout Advaita and also in Bhagavad Gita about myself, the self. So we are going to contemplate and meditate today on that, but also doing all that, there is very commonly what we also understand the action. When are we doing anything? It's very hard to dissociate ourselves saying, I'm not doing this, because we know we are doing this. We have done this work, we do this, and we take the credit of what all we are doing. So this philosophy doesn't seem practical, which means when Bhagavad Gita says, you're not the karta, but I know I'm the one doing it, is how am I not karta? So all this confusion is not about that what it says, it doesn't seems relevant. What it is about understanding the meaning, why it says you're not karta. So we are going to take this in meditation today, that we do not do anything at all until we consciously perform this action, and we are not even the doer. And you will experience that in meditation today. So let's take up in Bhagavad Gita, Karma Yoga, chapter 3, and we are going to analyze the verse 27, 28, and all that before what Lord Krishna says. I'm going to compile all together in the experience today. Let's sit comfortably, keeping your spine straight. Gently close your eyes and bring your attention on tip of your nostril. Without trying to focus, concentrate, or contemplate, simply bring your focus on tip of your nostril. When you inhale, you feel any sensation, and when you exhale, you feel the sensation when air comes out. I would like you to bring your attention on the sensation of cold and warm. Breathing in, slightly, you feel the chillness as air enters in. And exhaling, it's a very slight and subtle warmness you feel when you breathe out. Simply observing, experiencing all these sensations with your breath. From tip of your nostril to the inner nostril, wherever this sensation extends, I would like you to move your attention and feel everything, every single breath make a difference. Sensitizing all the nerves around, and that also extend to your facial, to your head region, or towards the lung. As your mind starts to focus, it also starts to expand all the changes it may feel throughout. Gently shift our awareness from breath sensation to the mind. Simply observing your mind, thoughts, any movement you may experience. At this very stage, not many thoughts are there. Not many thoughts may arrive as well while you are focusing, diverting your awareness. Simply would like you to bring your attention on no thought stage. It may appear for a very short time, but the mind goes still, completely calm. A state of silence. And any point when you arrive to that stage, I would like you to bring your own focus on a question: who am I? In the moment of the silence, where mind is drifting away from the conscious world outside and getting into the deeper conscious levels, focus on self-discovery, on exploration of yourself. Now let the journey begin with the very question from the deeper consciousness to your mind. Anything that comes up on the surface, let's analyze, let's visualize, let's experience that. Am I that? Commonly, when I recognize myself as a person of identification, name, body, form, identities, but there is more than that, which does not define, which is not ever defined by my name and form or the identities. I am more than that. In a very limited capacity, I function in the world outside. At many times, of myself, very innate quality of mine are not even performed or acted upon in the world outside, but I know I am more than that, what the world knows me, what I know myself in the world outside. So redirecting, refocusing on the same question, then who am I? This time, again, any answers which comes on the surface, take your time to focus on that, observe that. A significant part of myself or me is still in the inner world, in the mind, which I alone can understand or know. My shortcomings, my dark ends, certainly I do not understand all, but I know even all that does not define me. All good and bad combination of characters, but none defines me completely. The mind, the inner world, all the impressions, all the expressions I may have, they are still in my limited capacity. I am certainly more than mind, intellect, anything and everything which defines me, even in the inner world or personality. I'm combination of all, but yet not that. So redirecting, refocusing on the same question, then who am I? Let's take a moment again. Observing and experiencing yourself. Knowing myself as self, the pure consciousness, the one witnessing everything and yet beyond everything. I know that I can experience that. When the pure consciousness and the awareness of self get associated with Prakriti, the gunas, Sattva, Tamas, and Rajas. All these are integral components of the self-existence. Different play of this Prakriti, different play of these gunas makes me the person I am in the world within and world outside. These three gunas play very differently depending on which one is dominating. I only act, react, function, work according to that. Even in the same situation, when the interplay of guna is different, I react differently. When I'm very active, hyperactive, or angry, with a very strong emotions, Rajas is dominating. And I certainly act very different than in a situation where I'm very calm, relaxed, and Sattva is dominating. Am I the really one acting or reacting or working with anything? Or is the interplay of guna which direct my actions? Do I really have any control over this interplay? Or I'm simply carried away in the functions? Am I really the doer, karta? Or I'm simply directed by interplays of Prakriti and Gunas? Deluded by ignorance, we identify with the qualities of Prakriti and we conclude that we are the performer, the doer, the karta. And when we wrongly identify ourselves with Prakriti or interplay of gunas and believe that all that is really I am, mind starts to act on desires. It starts to have the conflict, start to have ego. Simply identifying with the knowledge of self and understanding the interplay of Prakriti, the nature, and its different part when come to the interplay together. All the actions and reaction is directed by the nature. This very understanding, when you connect, when you experience, when you identify, the doership goes away. You can reinstate the balance in Prakriti with your conscious choices and yet not taking the doership, but performing as and when it's required. I am pure consciousness, none other than that, which may define self. But when the consciousness connects with Prakriti, all the interplay, all the character, everything that defines myself come along. When I connect myself with the Prakriti, I take all the characters and perform according to the nature or gunas. When I connect myself to the universal consciousness, I start to inherit all the character of Purusha, universal consciousness. And connecting with universal consciousness, I perform every action that becomes dharma, my duties, not karma, which I do in connection with Prakriti. So let's redirect, let's redefine our functions, our karma. Channelize them as your dharma, self-duties, tuning with universal consciousness, aligning the self as a supreme authority, understanding the interplay of Prakriti. Every action that I perform becomes my dharma. And when I do that, there's no doership, there is no uncontrolled actions or reactions. There's no ego, confusion, conflict, or desires. Mind rechannelize itself to perform according to dharma rather than according to prakriti. Connecting with universal consciousness, I find the purpose of the very existence very question which we started, who am I? And redirecting ourselves to the same question now, you may see much more broader or clear picture of the self. in between everything, your own self. So as we return in the world outside and start to interact with Prakriti again, let's remember the very core of Dharma. That our every action we perform is not out of desire or simply interplay of the gunas, but the conscious action directed by the universal consciousness. Let every action turn into a purpose and liberate us from the action's fruits. Without a conflict, without a second, without a confusion. Bringing your attention back on tip of your nostril again. And this time when you do that, would like you to take a deep, slow breath in and slow, long breath out. Slow but deep breathing in and slow, long breath out. Extending all the awareness where the sensation leads you. Tip of your nostril to nostrils inside or till the throat or the forehead, wherever you all experience that. Slowly taking a deep breath in, and while exhaling, we'll finish with more. Gently bring your both hands together in Namaskar Mudra. Bring your focus on your palm. And gently, when you start to rub your both palm together, observe all the fraction with the rubbing. As it starts to feel warm, place both your palm on your eyes. Keep it there for a moment. And slowly, gentle massage on all over your face, forehead. Gently bring your hands down. Take your own time before you open your eyes. And when you're ready, open your eyes looking down.